Bonjour les amis, let's create a video on the analysis of the latest version of Google Search Quality Evaluator Guidelines. So, as we know, or some of you know, this document has been updated on January 23, and there has been several things, especially noteworthy as compared to the previous version. So I will make a short recap of what has changed, as well as create an executive summary of what it means for affiliate publishers in gambling and finance fair. But before that, let me remind you what the Search Quality Evaluator Guidelines are about. So this document is used by human raters or evaluators who go by websites and do quality ranking or quality scoring. There's a lot of reason to believe that Google uses their scores in order to train the machine learning or to train their machines, so it effectively relates every website, and what has been put on this document is a guidance to what Google considers to be quality versus low quality. So our analysis will focus on something that has been called lowest or low quality signals, and we start with 8 things that I personally think are the most notable changes versus the prior version. This is the enforcement of beneficial purpose of a page. So the definition of the lowest quality pages in this version of the document was expanded to include a requirement to grade the lowest pages that were created to benefit the owner of the website, this is to say to make money, with a little or no attempt to benefit website visitors or otherwise serve the beneficial purpose. So, if your page doesn't have a beneficial or helpful purpose, it must be graded the lowest. The second thing to note is that no value added is the reason to grade main content the lowest. So if the page's main content was created with little to no effort, little to no originality, or the main content adds no value compared to the similar pages on the web, so then this page shall be given the lowest quality. So the definition of the value added has been introduced and has been so important as to render the page with little to no value added as the lowest quality. The third thing is that content repackaged, so to say low effort, low originality, low value added, has been illustrated by example. So now quality evaluators have no reason to guess. They get a clear example what is content repackaging or reusing. So here the document makes a distinction between all or almost all main content has been reposted or reused from the original source versus much of the content is done so. As an example of low effort, low originality, low edit value, we have such thing as reposting from social with little or no curation, as well as creating best of something lists based on existing lists with little original content. Okay, the fourth thing I distinguish is we've got expanded use cases on what is deceptive information and what is deceptive design. So now deceptive information section in this document includes such use cases as a website or web page has a fake owner or a fake content creator profile, as well as this page is factually inaccurate and has a deceptive information about the expertise of the creator of the content. The definition of deceptive design now includes 2 cases: pages with deceptively designed buttons and links in order to make a person or customer click, and pages with misleading title or title that has nothing to do with the content of the page and which has been designed for people to click and effectively which results in making people feel tricked or deceived when they find the content of the page is not related to what they think it would. The fifth case is expired domain abuse and site reputation abuse. Sections now point to affiliates content expressively. So we now know that these two types of abuses that have been the pinnacle of attention of Google recently, but what's the novelty here is that they are now linked to affiliate content. So the section that has appeared on the document includes such examples as payday loans or casino-related content that appears on the former elementary school's website, which relates expired domain abuse. Or another example, a medical site hosting a third-party advertisement page about best casino ranking that reader would not normally expect as being placed on the site, and that would be placed on this particular one to rank better due to the established site ranking signals. So these things are now expressly point to what we know, affiliate content in finance and casino. Alright, so the sixth question is Google now indicates where the most helpful main content has to be displayed. This is a huge novelty. So the guide now sets the order of content placement, particularly in section 5.2.2, saying that the high quality page has the most helpful main content placed most prominently. It means that the most helpful content that obviously requires the most of the effort to be produced should be prominently placed near the top of the page. The seventh thing that has appeared on the guide is a filler content is now equated to poor user experience. So now the guidelines give a clear definition of a filler, which says a low effort content that occupies valuable and prominent place on page without providing value or without being helpful, satisfying the primary purpose of the page. So the filler may result in poor user experience for the people who visit the page and thus, in this case, deserve a low rating. In such cases, if the page contains a large amount of low quality and unhelpful filler, so then it causes a clear poor experience for the people visiting the page. Or alternatively, the page contains a large amount of visually prominent filler that actually makes it difficult to find the helpful main content, which may cause frustration for the people visiting the page. Finally, the eighth things that has been novelty of the document is exaggerated or mildly misleading information about website or content creator now renders the web page low quality. So we know, and has been previously noted, that deceptive information about website owner or content creator is a strong reason to give page the lowest ranking. But now the situation when the personal experience or expertise of a particular content creator has been exaggerated. These are I'm an expert claims, I know the things, has been overstated or mildly misleading, so these will result in low rating. Now it's been said, let's figure out what is the meaning of these novelties and how to do about it if you are in gambling or finance affiliate niche. So this is my summary of things what shall be probably done. First is, I think the beneficial purpose of your page or site has to be named and framed on the website level. So namely, it says we do this in order for the customers to do this and with a view to that. So it means that we as a website owners have to be very clear on what we do and why we do things, what we want to benefit our customers with. So I suggest reflecting this on the homepage, About Us page, and how we review pages like this. So at least 3 main pages that suggest our way of thinking shall reflect this beneficial purpose information. Secondly, the beneficial purpose has to be not only named and claimed, but also proven and substantiated by facts. This may include, depending on the purpose of the page, facts of, for example, money saved by customers, facts on money returned to customers, or, for example, happy customer reviews and so on and so on. It has to be somehow proven to feel right. Thirdly, there shall be produced a policy on avoidance of the conflict of interests. This policy has to be done and featured on page. The quality rating guidelines expressly says that in the case of review websites or review content, there most of the time appears a clear conflict of interest where people take money and produce review of the goods or services. So, in order to be more trustworthy, to do with this apparent conflict of interest, the policy shall be featured, or linked to the policy shall be featured on all advertisement elements, like block with affiliate links and so on, and may take the form of a formal document that discusses how the editorial team of the website is independent and actually separated from advertisement or account management team, how these things stand independently and not influence each other. This is to say, we take measures to avoid the conflict of interest. This is how you can trust us. Okay, subsequently, the value added idea has to be followed through, has to be highlighted and noted all over the content making strategy, and has to find its place in each assignment for content production. So this has to be on top of the mind of you as a producer of the content. What is the value added as compared to other websites? We have to think about it every page we do. Right, so now fake content creators need to be moved from the website, supplemented by actual real persons that at least have some reputation. This may include obviously featuring their real names, credentials, and link to social profiles. This is kind of important. Also, the claims as to expertness or the level of knowledge of the content authors has to be somewhat muted. It's time to be humble. If you have a person that can do quality reviews, you don't need to overstate its achievement or quality level. I also find that it is worth now to invest into promotion of author profiles on your website and to try to increase the overall authoritativeness of authors that you employ. This may include at least two things. First, obviously, you may want to create author profiles on your page, and secondly, you may need to kind of invest in promoting, building links to these pages or these profiles in order to kind of highlight the expertness, probably some interviews, news features, and so on and so on. Then, in terms of the title making, the fact-based titles must be prioritized over clickbait or catchy titles. Special importance or special care shall be given to claims and promises like the biggest collection or the best choice. These things has to be avoided. Now, in the light of domain abuse, the private blogging networks, PBNs, made of domains that may contain unrelated areas, are likely to lose their attractiveness, and their effectiveness is, if you employ them, will diminish over time. The helpful content or the most helpful content should be identified by each page type. So this normally would involve the content which requires most of the efforts to produce, like summary or analysis of what comes from the rest of the page. Such content shall be prominently placed, prominently built, such as to be easily discovered by customers, and in such way so as to facilitate consuming of this content with little or no effort. So it has to be fine easy and comfortable to consume. Alright, then the filler content shall be reduced in size and reduced in visual prominence. The guides and reviews that you make shall now become lean, more streamlined towards the greatest value that you bring. All the rest things shall be left aside. And finally, think about including extensive contact information pages, or create a separate or whole hub of contact information pages, how to contact us by, in case of press inquiries, in case of money return and so on, so on. If in case of complaints, put a real names, real credentials on this page and so on, so on. So these are the summary of things that I recommend in the light of this latest updates to the Google Search Policy Evaluator guidelines. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or you would like my particular attention to what you do, your website, some kind of consultation, you may find my agency. It's called Notice Agency, and you can ask me any questions here as a part of consultation or as a free inquiry. Thanks for watching. Bye.